Valentine's Day has come and gone, and as a married man of 3 beautiful years, right, I always think back to what I used to think love was versus what I understand was actually lust from back then. Marcus D. Wiley, a Christian comedian, said that our culture is good at having and not holding. And this was in regards to the wedding vows. But I think that plays into kind of the way that they portray Valentine's Day, the way that they portray what love is and things of that. So I'm going to give you my 2 cents according to what I've understood love to be based on not only my experience, but the experience of other people that I've seen, the Bible, so on and so forth, right? First off, love comes with correction. And I understand that to be true to the utmost. Does it mean that it has to be angry, mean, and vindictive? No. Does it mean it has to beat you over the head with a stick? No. Does it hold you to the letter of the law? No. Right? And that's us looking at God's perspective towards us in terms of what love is. But also, if you think about the fact that God has always wanted us to be the best we could be. He always wanted us to reach our full potential as what we could be. He accepted us as we came, but we did not remain that way. And he does not want us to remain that way. He accepts us as we come, and then he helps mold us into who we need to be. Lust, on the other hand, is 100% not concerned with your growth, your development, or anything. It is looking for what it can get from you. And once that runs out, so does the amount of attention and time that it has for you. Lust accepts you as you are and does not want you to be any better. Lust does not care. It wants what you have right now, and it is only there for that one thing. And I think a lot of us have gotten lust and love confused, rightfully so, because they are similar. They feel similar. Love usually starts as attraction. Attraction and lust are twins, essentially, right? One just is a little bit meaner than the other in terms of the long run. But when you think about how love is portrayed in the media, and you think about these marriages that we see between celebrities and the things that we hear that are so-called deal breakers among people who have been married or thinking about getting married, and how a lot of the things that we used to hold as values and the things that we use to kind of be a real barometer for who's worth being in a relationship with and who still needs work, they're completely screwed up. And in them being screwed up, it has completely confused and tarnished the word love and what it actually means. When me and my wife got married, I could have sworn that I was as perfect as I needed to be. I knew things were going to change here and there, of course. You know, I was young, but at the same time, I also understood that, you know what I mean? Like, she been grown her whole life. She came to me as an adult, and I too am an adult, and I came to her as an adult. So with that, we're good. There might be some growth in terms of us coming together, but at the same time, we straight and nothing much is really going to change. And I was completely wrong. One of the things I say all the time is being saved doesn't make you life-proof. Being married doesn't make you life-proof either. In fact, it opens the door for attack because you're doing things in the order that God has said it to be. So after becoming married, things started to attack us, which we had to grow. And in that growth, people changed. And in that change, I had to learn to love who she was, accept who she was, but also push her to be the best her that she could be. And she had to do the same with me. And as much as we fight against other people helping to shape us, that is the whole thing about the Bible saying iron sharpens iron. There is no reason, and also the unequally yoked part, because we're supposed to be heading in the same direction. So with that, there is no reason for me to negate what my wife is saying, negate her opinion, negate how she views things if I love her, because her love for me is going to show me, because she's the only one that deals with me. She's the only one that sees me when I'm depressed or sad or stuff happens to me. So with that, the way she sees me and the way that she sees that I can be, I have to take that into high regard. And the same goes for her. If I see her doing something that ultimately will not be conducive, not only to her as a person, but to us as a couple, I have to say something. And I think that all came from me and her having that conversation initially before we got married. Hey, I'm looking for a wife. Hey, I'm looking for a husband. We need to be locked in, focused on God, and we'll move from there. My wife has also corrected me before, as I have corrected her. And of course, with any spanking, it stings and you get an attitude, but you have to accept what it is because that is love. And that's why it's super important to understand the love of God, because once you think through the love of God and you understand the correction that comes with all of those things, and the love and the pushing you to be better and the drive for you to be more like Christ, you start to realize how fake the things that they portray as love really are within our culture. People get together, people break up 9 times in the same month. They're jumping from bed to bed, person to person, and you can tell that they're empty. They're seeking and crying out for somebody to fill that void. And in essence, it's just because they've never experienced being whole or being made whole or pushed towards being whole. So of course, when it comes down to them trying to build something with somebody else, they have no example. They have no basis. They have no understanding of how to do that. All that to say, because I'm long-winded and I know I am, all that to say, when you are dealing with people, make sure that they love you and aren't just lusting after you. They should want the best for you, push you towards being better than you are, and want you to be the best person that you can be. On the other hand, if someone is pushing you in that direction and you don't like it and you abhor it to the point where you don't want to be around them anymore, then that just lets you know that you are not in love with that person and you do not love that person, that it was only superficial. Now, I will say, the way that it's done does need to be tactful. Like I said, love shouldn't beat you over the head. Love shouldn't abuse you. Love shouldn't talk down to you, but love should be direct with you and honest with you at all times. And when in doubt, look at the way that God loves us enough, not only to sacrifice his son, but to continue to deal with us, to continue to work with us from the time that Adam sinned up through till eternity. Meaning, knowing that he had every right to destroy us, he still took the time as our father to be like, you know what? I'm going to make sure not only to make a way for you to get back right with me, but I'm going to do the work necessary within you once you do get access to make you the best you could be. Because he could have been satisfied with just giving us salvation, but instead he wanted us to be the best us we could be while we lived on earth.